Aung San Suu Kyi. The pair were convicted on charges of violating the Official Secrets Act and sentenced to 7 years each. At the time of their arrest, they had been reporting on a September 2017 massacre of 10 Rohingya Muslims in conflict-hit Rakhine State, where the Myanmar army forced some 740,000 of the stateless minority to flee over the border to Bangladesh. While inside, the duo missed numerous family milestones, including the birth of Wallon's daughter. But they were also showered with numerous awards and honors in response to their work. Last month, Wallon and Kyaw Soe Oo won the prestigious Pulitzer Prize. They were also featured earlier on the cover of the Time magazine as part of its Person of the Year coverage, featuring journalists targeted for their reporting. In the Philippines, Bicoy, the hooded figure in a series of videos linking President Duterte's family to illegal drug activities, surfaced at the Integrated Bar of the Philippines or IBP office in Ortigas on Monday. He was seeking legal assistance. And I quote, "I am Bicoy. I am a real person, not a figment of imagination like what other people are saying," said Peter Jamil Advincula, who appeared in the Totoong Narcolis videos. Advincula said, "I need a lawyer to whom I can submit my sworn affidavit and help me file a case against members of the syndicate." IBP National President Abdiel Fajardo said that Advincula appeared at the IBP office just like any other client seeking legal advice. Advincula was accompanied by nuns when he arrived at the IBP. Fajardo said the IBP has yet to determine whether it would take on Advincula's case. Meanwhile, the Integrated Bar of the Philippines or IBP said that it had not yet accepted under its program for free legal aid the man who recently surfaced, claiming to the Bicoy in the viral videos who accused President Rodrigo Duterte's family of having links with the illegal drug trade. IBP's incoming President Domingo Cayosa said that Peter Jamil Advincula did not also inform the IBP that he would be holding a press conference inside the IBP building. Cayosa said it was wrong for Advincula to use the IBP premises to hold a press con, especially since he had not yet been vetted by the IBP. Cayosa said that Advincula did in holding a press con at the IBP building and using a poster with the IBP's name in the background was wrong since he made it appear that he was already accepted by the IBP as a client. Advincula surfaced on Monday, May 6, at the IBP seeking legal assistance. He claimed that what he had claimed in his Bicoy videos was true and that drug money was being allegedly funneled into the bank accounts of Duterte's son, former Davao City Vice Mayor Paulo Duterte, his son-in-law attorney Manasseh Carpio, and former aide Christopher Go. Go again denied his allegation and even showed his bare back again to show that there was no tattoo on it as claimed by Bicoy as alleged evidence of his drug connections. Malacanang has also claimed as extremely malicious the allegations made by Bicoy. Justice Secretary Menardo Guevara also dared Advincula to file a criminal complaint against the president's family if he really has evidence to back his claim. Malacanang has questioned the credibility of a man claiming to be Bicoy in a series of videos called Ang Totoong Narcolist, which have tagged the family and allies of President Rodrigo Duterte in the illegal drug trade. This after Peter Jamil Advincula, who claimed to be Bicoy, appeared at the Integrated Bar of the Philippines or IBP office in Pasig City on Monday to seek legal assistance after claiming there were threats to his life. Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo cast doubt on Advincula's credibility, noting that he is currently facing multiple criminal cases. Information about the criminal background of Advincula is starting to come out. It appears that he has been incarcerated in 2012 for conviction of illegal recruitment and large-scale estafa, as well as for theft, said Panelo in a statement on Tuesday. Presently, there are news that he is facing multiple criminal cases like estafa, among others. These crimes involve moral turpitude that goes to the very integrity and credibility of Advincula or Bicoy, he added. Panelo described Advincula's allegations as incredible and absurd, since this have already been disproved, including his claim that former special assistant to the president or SAP Christopher Bongo had a tattoo on his back which linked him to the illegal drug trade. Go had previously showed his back has no tattoo to the media and public to show the falsity of Advincula's claim, Panelo said. The presidential spokesperson also emphasized that some entities mentioned by Advincula in his videos as involved in the narcotics trade, such as the Rural Bank of Ginobatan Incorporated and the Misibis Bay Resort, have also denied his allegations. There is a dictum in law which says, "You lie in one, you lie in all." This legal principle applies to Advincula or Bicoy, Panelo said.
Word Hope will be having all new episodes very soon. We can't wait for all of you to join us again as we learn many things. We will have loads of fun learning new words and values as well. So, stay tuned to Net 25 Kids every Saturday and Sunday, 8:30 to 9 a.m. only on Net 25.
Welcome back. A former Goldman Sachs banker pleaded not guilty Monday in New York to bribery and other charges in the multi-billion-dollar 1MDB scandal after being extradited from Malaysia. Malaysian Nang Chonghua, 51, a former managing director at the bank charged in both Malaysia and America over the 1MDB fraud, was extradited to the U.S. on Friday, Malaysian Attorney General Tommy Thomas said. Also known as Roger Nang, the defendant was arraigned before a federal magistrate judge in Brooklyn, pleading not guilty, according to a spokesman for the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Eastern District of New York. Nang's attorney, Mark Agnifilo, said there were no active plea negotiations and that his client would consider all options after a judge said the two sides were in plea talks, the Bloomberg reported. Nang was granted bail after paying $1 million in cash for a $20 million bond, the spokesman said. He faces home detention with electronic monitoring. A U.S. indictment against Nang includes charges of conspiracy to commit bribery and conspiracy to commit money laundering. Huge sums of public money were stolen from Malaysian State Fund 1MDB and used to mass a trove of personal riches, including gas and artwork, in a scheme allegedly overseen by former Premier Najib Razak and his cronies. Goldman's role is under scrutiny because the Wall Street Bank helped arrange $6.5 billion in bonds for 1MDB. Authorities in Malaysia accused the former employees and some of the bank's subsidiaries of stealing $2.7 billion in the process, and investigators believe cash was laundered through the U.S. financial system. Thomas said in a statement that an agreement had been reached for a temporary surrender by Malaysia of Roger Nang for a period of 10 months to enable him to be extradited to the U.S. and for the U.S. prosecution to proceed first. Malaysia on Monday accused the EU of launching a trade war over a plan to curb the use of palm oil in biofuels and threatened retaliatory action at the WTO. The Southeast Asian country is the world's second biggest palm oil producer after Indonesia and would be hit hard by the EU's plan to phase out its use in biofuels by 2030. Teresa Kok, the Malaysian minister responsible for palm oil, is beginning a tour of European capitals to press her case, but vowed that her government would fight back if the EU did not back down. Cox said Malaysia would consult with Indonesia before looking what action could be launched at the WTO. Palm oil is a major ingredient in a wide range of products from food to cosmetics, but it has long controversial, as environmentalists say it drives deforestation, with huge swathes of rainforests logged in recent decades to make way for plantations. Its use in food and cosmetics has already dropped in Europe, partly due to pressure from green groups and major corporations, but has been increasing in biofuels. Kok doubled down on a threat by Malaysian Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad to retaliate over palm oil by buying new fighter jets from China instead of France's Rafale jet or the Eurofighter Typhoon. In the Philippines, Filipino meat lovers should brace for an increase in the price of bacon, ham, chicken, leg quarters, as global meat prices are projected to go up due to the unprecedented spike in China's demand for pork. Industry sources told media that the international price of pork and some chicken cuts is now higher by at least 10% to as much as 100%, as China is projected to import a huge chunk of its meat requirements. China's hog farms were decimated due to the spread of African swine fever, or ASF, a highly contagious hemorrhagic viral disease of domestic and wild pigs. And I quote, "We are concerned with the current global situation because China is a very big user of pork, and when they actually have problems with their local production, normally they would compete with the U.S. for the world's supply," Philippine Association of Meat Processors Incorporated spokesman Rex Agarrado said. And he added, "For this reason, we are now seeing prices jump, especially for pork. But of course, this would have a ripple effect on chicken prices due to the shift in demand," Agarrado added. He said the group expects retail prices of certain pork products, such as bacon and ham, which are mostly imported and consumed by middle-class Filipinos, to go up. "That's why they say that when China sneezes, the world catches cold," Agarrado said. China's demand is so big it would have ripple effects on meat prices. The shift to chicken of chicken consumers, according to Meat Importers and Traders Association President Jesus Chan, has driven global prices of leg quarters to rise by 10% to 20% year on year.
Here at the Shoe Museum in Marikina in the Philippines, reminding you to watch Digital News every Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 p.m. And I am one for 25.
Landmarks, Linggo, alas 6 hanggang alas 7 ng gabi.
Everyone, and I'm Ate DJ, and I'm inviting all of you to watch Anong Sa Inyo, an online show from Net25 Kids Live that will now be on TV. We talk about anything under the sun, that's music, art, health, fashion, and beauty. So we'll have lots of fun learning and being creative and stuff like that. Also, I'm inviting everyone to watch Kid Kwento, another online show from Net25 Kids Live that will also be on TV. So we'll see you all there. Bye!
Welcome back. A Singapore-based network infrastructure firm will be investing around $2 billion to roll out fiber optic cables over the next 10 years to further improve internet services in the Philippines. In a statement on Monday, the Department of Information and Communications and Technology, or DICT, said Heil Route Group will deploy fiber cables through the Fiber Optic Cable, or FOC, network initiative of its subsidiary Philippine Fiber Optic Cable Network Limited Incorporated, or the PFOCN, in various phases between 2019 to 2028. The DICT will provide assistance to PFOCN in procuring the needed permits and licenses for the successful implementation of their initiative. Acting Secretary Eliseo Rio Jr. said there is a need for more fiber optic cables in the country. Thus, this partnership will greatly improve telecommunication services. They can now have cable networks that anybody can use, and this jives with the National Broadband Plan. The partnership was formalized through the signing of a Memorandum of Agreement with PFOCN last Thursday. The rollout of the fiber optic cables will also form part of the DICT's free public Wi-Fi network to reach the unserved and underserved areas in the country. The DICT is pushing for the establishment of a national broadband network to improve internet connectivity, especially in the rural areas of the country, through utilizing a 6,154-kilometer dark fiber network spanning from Luzon to Mindanao. In other news, Brunei Sultan says a moratorium on capital punishment will also extend to Sharia laws that include stoning to death for gay sex and adultery, after a furious backlash against the punishment. Watch this.
Hari ini adalah merupakan hari yang penuh
sekalian jajahan takluk rantau dan pesisirnya.
Peliputan secara langsung istiadat tersebut, insyaallah.
And that is the latest news in the Southeast Asian nations. Stay updated about the ASEAN region. I'm Judith Temera, and I'm 1 with 25.